Hi, welcome to Liberty2. This week I'm going to be on the boat off and on as I work from my hotel doing a lot of projects, but today there's a couple things I want to work on, including probably the first thing I'll show is an upgrade of the shore power panel. Let me give you a view as far as what that looks like today and some of the changes that we're going to do. So this is the panel as it looks today. Currently Liberty has an old Onan generator in here that I haven't been able to get to work. It also had two old 30 amp shore power circuits. The problem is the way it seemed to be wired didn't seem very kosher. I also have now a Quattro Victron 5000 watt inverter that I'm going to install. So for right now, I'm just going to take this panel out and really put in just a single 30 amp for now until I determine if I want to do a 230 amp setup with different panels, if I want to do a 50 amp, whether or not I want to put a generator back in or not. So the new panel is just going to be a very simple 130 amp coming in. So that's going to be my first project for the day. I've unhooked the panel, pulled it out. Shore power is not plugged in, just so you guys know. I'm not going to fry myself. But you'll see some of those old generator cables were in bad shape, so definitely not going to use those. These rotary switches will come out. And like I said, we'll just have a very basic setup right now. My understanding is they try to combine two 30 amps into one single feed, so I'll see when I start mapping out these wires and seeing what's what. But next step will be to undo all of this, map out the wires, and then plan to do the reconnection. Okay, I got all the old panel over there out. The main cables going down to the generator, I mean, you touch them, they come apart, so it's a good thing that I'm taking that out of line. I don't think it was ever wired up or would have started anyway. It does look like though even though there's had this weird confusion and I'm not quite sure kind of what's going on here. There's a generator and a non-generator fuse on the main panel. I'm thinking I may have had a split AC panel even though it didn't seem like I did. So I will be testing that out. Currently I only set up my panel for one, which is a bit of a problem, but I can just test that first and see what it is. If it is a split panel, that's not a big deal because part of the Quattro has a bypass. So if it is split panel and one's going to non-inverter loads, then that's what the pass-through is for in the first place. So it just means I already have a split panel, which is kind of what I'm going for anyway. So we'll have to see. Okay, I got around to finishing it. It was a little different than I expected, but we'll see how it goes for now. I think I mentioned it does seem my panel is split into two, but for now I just have the 30 amps. Well, it's not 30 amps. I'm plugged into... Oh, actually, I'm not plugged in. Actually, I am. There we go. I'm only plugged into an outlet off the building, so I don't have a lot of amps coming in here, but there it is. Step one done, at least for now. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button as we try to build our channel. That'll definitely help us out. Thanks. Another project was replacing the old stove. You'll see it here. We pulled it out, disconnected the electric. The new stove, however, didn't fit quite in. It's actually a little bit wider, but shorter and less narrow. You'll see some trim pieces we're going to need to trim. We took those out and set the stove in. I'll trim those pieces and put it in permanently next time we're on site, but looking good so far. One job I was going to do was replace the through hulls, but looking at how old they are and getting those beasts in and out and getting new ones, I decided to just prep it. The yard's going to do that while I'm gone, so that'll help me out quite a bit. The last thing was just to prep for the lower helm. As I've mentioned before in another video, we're going to replace this lower helm with a mix of digital and analog. So I had to disconnect all the old instruments, and we'll be prepping. I'm still going to do a mock-up, not the final build, but I'll have another video probably next week on what my lower helm is going to look like and converting it from analog to digital. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be it for this week. One thing we're going to probably start doing is Sunday morning tea with Liberty. My wife Barb and I will do that and share kind of what our plans are. So hopefully we'll get that going soon as well.